This Millennial Grey house might be the most Millennial Grey ever, but it's also a sign that we don't value taste. So this house in Rochester, built in 1910, looks like this on the outside. The owners turned the space into this, changing the floors into this gray, painting wood rafters gray. Now, design of the 1910s had a lot of wood. Here's some wood rafters, as well as lots of wood detailing here, which they helpfully painted white. So much white over wood. Thankfully, they didn't rip it out. And for example, they kept the rounded doorway. Though I do wonder what tile is underneath here, because there must have been some pretty tile in here. Now, the 1910s did have certain kinds of aesthetics, like a full room where your chair and your carpeting and your everything matched. And it had a lot of florals, pastel colors sometimes. And the thing about a historic house is we have to keep living. So you don't necessarily want to live in a museum, but plenty of people can update these spaces and keep certain aspects of the past, like this very historic wallpaper, with parts of the today, like this sectional. But the thing about creating a space that balances history and today is that, one, you have to have the patience to find those things that work. And we live in an instantaneous world. So a lot of people don't have that patience. And then two, you have to have a willingness to grow your personal taste. You have to say, hey, I really like that throw, even though it doesn't necessarily work for the period. You have to say, I think these 3 chairs look great together with that glass table. Now I'll say, this isn't my style, but that isn't the point. The point is that this person in this house thinks that these work together and resonate with this space. But in general, we're not taught to value craftsmanship or our own personal taste. We're supposed to value consumerism and buying the next new thing. And I think it's so ironic that William Morris used to stand for fewer things done by hand really well. And now it's something you can buy at Home Goods. And now it is only a certain look, one that can go out of style. So when we live in a society where you can throw things away and you don't need to think about it, you don't have to develop a personal taste, you know what happens? People become overwhelmed. And then they revert to spaces like this because they don't really know what to do. And they're stuck living in sad gray.